Hello, goblins. How are you doing tonight? Or morning, evening, or afternoon? Our channel members voted on what we're going to do for the next video, and their decision came to whispers. Specifically, a ramble whispers. Now, I don't particularly know how to do this correctly, so I'm trying my best. So today will just be some simple rambles. Just going to talk about random things in a quiet, possibly whispered voice. Once again, thank you to all the channel members who voted on this. If you'd like to get in on votes and community posts specifically for members, feel free to become a member. So, I put out a community post asking for suggestions for topics or words, things people might want to hear in this video. Most were words. Now, I'm not on a binaural microphone currently. The microphone I record on is a cardioid pattern microphone. And that type of microphone picks up best from the front and gets worse the farther from the front you get. Around it, not backwards, but that too. I had this microphone for voice acting before I started the channel, so it doesn't have that, because it didn't need that at the time. And it worked out because ASMR roleplay typically doesn't require that kind of stuff, at least not the way I do my videos, and so it hasn't been a problem till now. But I'm going to do this video this way anyway, just because I felt the quality being better might be worth it more than, say, the binaural effect in a space with a worse microphone and a worse recording space, where here it's nice and quiet. The audio quality is nice and clear. I can't tell if you're hearing my mouth sounds at an insane amount, so I'll probably stop the recording and check that here in a moment. But yes, I appreciate you all for listening, and those of you who did talk in the community post about your ideas for things to talk about, I appreciate you a lot. Okay, I took a quick peek, and we do not have too bad of mouse sounds. I can hear myself through the microphone in my audio interface. And so because of that, I can hear in a little bit more better detail than what you guys are hearing. But that's okay, because I'll power through hearing my own mouth sounds. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about why I started this channel. I'm sure I've talked about it on stream, by the way. If you like the content and you'd like to see streams of me playing video games and just chatting, I stream over on Twitch at Jingo Micro Celeb, and here on the ASMR channel on YouTube. I do streams Tuesday, 6 p.m. CST, and Saturday, 11:45 p.m. CST, and we go for about 3 hours. So if you'd like to check out streams, maybe we'll do live ASMR on streams. So yeah, come check it out. So I started my voice acting journey back when I was in high school. Many years ago, I think it was around 2015, 2016, I started doing voice acting, or I wanted to. And so I got a microphone when I was 13. It was a basic Blue Yeti, not the Midnight, not any of the other fancy versions, just the normal Blue Yeti. So I got that because I wanted to make YouTube videos, and my parents were like, fine, give the kid a microphone. So they got me it, and then I made some YouTube videos, but Not many, and I wasn't very entertaining anyway. I still don't think I am. But I did that for a little bit, and eventually I decided I wanted to become a voice actor. So I took the microphone, threw it in my closet, specifically I put it on my hamper. Sorry, you're going to hear all my mess ups because I'm not really going to edit this one much because it's a ramble. But I put the microphone up on my hamper in my closet, and then I took some moving blankets that were my parents' and threw them over the rod that holds the hangers. I put two moving blankets over it, made a little tent basically, put a couple shirts behind the microphone, cabled it out to a laptop that was sitting on the floor outside of my closet, and then I would hit record, climb in, and record my lines, read them off my phone. And then after that, I'd go out and I would either edit it on the laptop, and then later on I started emailing it or putting it on a USB and then transferring it to my tower where I could record on my desk, get my nice keyboard and my nice mouse with the DAW, digital audio workstation, that I had already preset, so it would be a little easier. And that's kind of how I got started, and I started on a website called Casting Call Club. At the time, it was a bit of the hotness. Fun fact, for those of you who watch CDawg VA back in the day, CDawg VA used to actually do voice acting exclusively as content. And back then, that was all he did, and I watched him. And he recommended Casting Call Club. And fun fact, Casting Call Club had a podcast. And CDawg VA was a member. Another member of he was a guest, sorry. And then another guest was another person I listened to who, for voice acting advice at the time, who was called Booth Junkie. He was great for that kind of stuff. Casting Call Club still runs to this day. It's almost exclusively fan projects and non-paid stuff, but got to start somewhere. And if you're starting out, you're probably not good enough to get paid unless you're like really good, but you'll get far pretty quick if you're that good. So that's where I started. And, I did a few projects, Minecraft role plays, like mini series things, and etc., etc. But eventually, I kind of fell out with the whole thing because I was really, 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 really tired of doing uninteresting projects, and the ones that were interesting got picked out quite quickly and had a tendency to get picked out by the same people every time, and I kind of got over that. Not saying that I was good enough to get those roles, but you just kind of notice the same people get the same roles over and over again, and it gets a little annoying. And I kind of fell out with voice acting, and I didn't know what I wanted to do personally when it came to voice acting on my own projects. So I was kind of at a loss on what to do, and so I kind of just fell out of voice acting for like a while. Probably like around like 2018, maybe a little later than that. But around 2020, I decided that I wanted to go do voice acting again. Wanted to do voice acting again. Sorry, I'm talking faster than my brain. And so I joined up I didn't join anything. I got my brain cells together and I started working on a little portfolio and manual demo reels and started trying to hunt down professional work. And I did do that for a while, actually. Money was never insane, but I did make a decent amount of money doing this. And then I kind of stopped getting roles. My life got busy in a couple of different ways, and so it became really hard to record. And so I ended up stopping again, unfortunately, after a couple of years. And around the time I started this channel, which was late, I think it was very like November 2022 is when I started, something around then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm sorry. And so I was like, man. So I have a friend, Voxel. You may have seen her on streams. We had a running joke. that I would start a ASMR YouTube channel because I would joke about it. So we started joking about it together. And we thought, haha, that's so funny. That's crazy that you'll never do that because it's so cringe, right? And we were like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then one day I was like, you know what? I want a project that I can control, I can voice act in, and feel at least a little good about the quality. And so I was like, well, the only thing that comes to mind is ASMR roleplays because I can do that without really focusing on the ASMR part of it, although I could implement that more in the future if I get an appropriate microphone. And so I wanted to do that. And I wasn't going to tell anybody or advertise it. It was going to be under a name that I hadn't used before. And so I used this channel and I started putting up videos, and no one was really watching in the beginning. And then, I got a couple of Reddit scripts because I was doing Reddit scripts at the time. And I got a few Reddit scripts that did pretty well. And so people started to notice. And then I switched over to private scripts and now, or not private, but my own scripts. And people started watching. Still a pretty small channel. I'm not going to pretend like I'm big. But ignoring that, I moved on to streaming. I'm doing both. I didn't leave ASMR roleplays behind, obviously. I started streaming. I wanted to do it as like a big event, and a lot of people did show up. It was very cool. And we would stream whenever I had time, and then now we're up to a schedule. We release videos somewhat consistently, sort of, when I don't get sick, conveniently, every time I go to record. And yeah, that's how I got to here. I appreciate you all for watching and listening. It means a lot to me. I'm glad that this channel can be a small community, but also just a place for me to do content, like do something, right? Because like my dream scenario would be to direct and produce and write and voice act in a animated series. Growing up, I was a huge fan of websites or not websites, but TV channels like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, Disney XD, for those who remember that channel. And I wanted to voice act in that kind of stuff, like Teen Titans, Avatar: The Last Airbender. These are all the mess ups you guys don't get to hear because I edit them out. Teen Titans, Avatar: The Last Airbender. What's some other ones? Codename Kids Next Door. That was a really good one. Rugrats. My Life as a Teenage Robot. Things like that. So I wanted to do that when I became a voice actor because those were so influential on me that I wanted to do that in my voice acting, especially because then certain shows could, back in the day when I was younger, certain shows had a way of being a kid's show, but at the same time not pull punches on a message, and being obstructive to a kid's show, but at the same time allowing the adults who watch to still get something out of it. And it would leave like an impact on me. Something about that back in the day they were able to do that so well, and I think I admire that quite aggressively actually. It's something I find quite impressive and I would love to be able to do myself. And so that's kind of what I wanted to do voice acting wise, but not that easy to get into that kind of character acting crowd. It's a bit Hollywood and a little elite, and getting yourself out there as a known person is really hard. So you can actually get jobs because a lot of people will hire you because they know you, not necessarily because you're good, although you're probably good if they're hiring you. And so I didn't do, I don't think I was funny or smart enough to do like meme stuff to get myself noticed. Like Gianni, he's a lot of memes are voiced by him, and he's really, really good, insanely good. And so people will hunt him out just because they know him, and we're like, oh, he'd be great for this, and that's cool. And I wish I could do that, but I'm not funny enough for that. But I got my channel here. This is how I'm going to do my work. And so, yeah, I'd love for this to be a full-time, permanent job for me. Currently, it doesn't look like it's going to be that way, but all in good time. So, yeah, we can get to some words that people wanted to hear me say. Let me take a look. We'll do this in real time. I won't edit it out. Ooh, you get to hear me clicking, maybe. So, some of the words we have are cake, 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 cake. You know, when it comes to cake, I'm a bit of a basic bitch. I like chocolate. Lava cake, specifically, is just to die for. I love chocolate cake so much. I wish I could have lava cake at command at all times, but I can't. Um, and funny enough, the other word is chocolate. 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 Um, Always been a chocolate person. Definitely have. I appreciate other things. I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh, chocolate only, but I do appreciate other flavors. But chocolate's got a bit of a special place in my heart. Another one we have is baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Not gonna question the context on that one. It is what it is. It is what it is. And the other one we have is hullabaloo. 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 This person might be memeing on me to get me to say stupid things, but they did ask for it. So you all can suffer with me as I say that. Maybe I'll do another video like this in the future and we can have more words. Fun fact, did you know that most of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed? Are you subscribed? Are you doing your part? Maybe you should subscribe if you found this video. Who knows? Alright, I knew some people wanted me to talk about TTRPG stuff. Now, I know some of you just rolled your eyes because you probably go to the streams and hear me talk about that kind of stuff all the time. But the people who watch these videos and the people who watch my streams are different. So people who don't go to the streams don't get to hear me talk about this kind of stuff. So for those of you who don't know, haven't read my bio, I am a TTRPG enthusiast. For those of you who don't know what TTRPG is, it's a tabletop role-playing game. Most of you will know the popular D&D, also known as Dungeons and Dragons. Although it is the most popular, it's not my favorite rule set. And there are multiple rule sets for different settings. So if you like sci-fi, let's say you like things like Blade Runner, there's a tabletop RPG rule set for that. If you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's a rule set for that. If you want to fight monsters and use magic and stuff like that, maybe you want to play D&D, maybe you want to play Pathfinder. Maybe you're a person who likes cyberpunk type things like Cyberpunk 2077 or Blade Runner, but you don't want to play Blade Runner. Well, there is a rule set called Cyberpunk. The most recent edition is Red. It is canonically set in the cyberpunk setting, as in the video game 2077 and the anime Edgerunners, which if you haven't seen that anime, go watch it. And you can run around as a little mercenary and do things like that. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. I love that it is the basis that most video games are based off of. Most video games were like, oh, what if we could make TTRPGs single player, right? And you could do it without having to have like a 4 or 5 man group. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? And so it came to be. And that's kind of the start of video games in a lot of ways. Especially on like the PC, because you got stuff like Zork and etc., kind of old text adventure games. Fun fact, I actually made a text adventure game in my programming class. Fun fact. Don't know where the source code for that went. Definitely lost that. Um, yeah, and so they just allow you to do anything. TTRPGs. You can pick whatever setting you want, whatever rule set you want. You either as a DM or as a player find a DM who wants to tell a story kind of similar to how you do, whether it's you want to play it more like a video game and get XP and loot, or you want to tell in-depth stories of political intrigue and espionage, or you like being a fucking dork, kind of like me. So, it gives you like infinite options for what exactly you want to do because there are no limitations. And I like that a lot. And also the rolling dice aspect of them, as most do, um, just creates so much fun because you don't necessarily know what outcome you'll get, especially if you have a good DM. And the way most things work is you say, I want to do a thing. Let's say you want to open up a chest, right? You go to lockpick, you know what stats you're going to use to lockpick, and then the DM in his head will pick a difficulty, or if the rule set specifies a difficulty for certain actions, he will take that number. And then you roll, not knowing what you have to beat to unlock the chest. You roll, and then the DM will tell you whether you succeeded or not. But if you have a fun DM, failure does not necessarily always mean just failure. Maybe you were just on the edge of getting it right. But the DM doesn't tell you that, but he gives you additional information. Maybe you find something else out or something of that kind of nature. Gives you a little extra to keep going. Or maybe the DM makes things, if you roll really bad, let's say you roll like a 1 or a 2 or a 3, maybe the DM makes things even worse for you just for the fun of it. Getting your players involved and keeping them on their toes really makes things exciting for them, and I think using intuition to feel the room and change things on the fly and get more or less energy out of players can be a really good skill to have as a DM. And for those of you who don't know what DM is, it's a dungeon master, also known as a GM, which is a game master. They're the people who write the stories, do all the NPCs, and et cetera, and kind of tell the story as the players play it. One thing that's really popular with TTRPG people is dice. 7 dice sets, baby, for all the different dice needs in different rule sets because some rule sets use different dice. Some use D6s, which is your typical, playing Monopoly, 6-sided die. There's, D10s, percentile dice, D20s, D4, stuff like that. And most rule sets will base the entire rules around one specific dice. So for D&D, that's a D20. You roll a D20 for basically everything that's not damage to decide whether or not you succeed or not. And other ones, D10. Some have custom dice, but usually they're just like a dice design that's already existent, and then they just kind of change. They don't give it numbers or anything. They do like symbols or whatever. Like the Vampire the Masquerade does D10s, but they are D10s of images. And depending on the image, it's a success, a fail, a bestial failure, or a messy crit. And then there's different dice if you're hungry versus not hungry, and they're mostly the same, but a little different. But yeah, and so having dice is really important and very cool because guess what? You can get very pretty dice, and I like having pretty dice. So people like to collect dice. I'm a poor bitch, so I only have 3. I only have 3 sets of dice. I have 2. Well, all of them are purple, but I have like a dark matte purple with white numbers, and then I have more of a swirly pinky purple one that's much lighter with I think it's gold numbers. And then I bought a new one recently, which has a liquid core, which means the inside has a little circle that is empty, and it's filled with fluid. Usually, I don't know if it's water or some kind of other chemical liquid or whatever. And then it's got like glitter, like it's kind of like a really really small snow globe inside of the dice, and so when I roll it, the sparkles and the fluid like spin around and it looks pretty cool. I thought about doing a dice video, dice sounds, and showing off the dice I have, and maybe explaining dice and different rule sets and how you roll them. I thought about doing that, but I don't have that many dice. Maybe we could crowdfund me some dice. Please, I need more dice. So yeah, no, we'll see. Maybe maybe we'll just do dice sounds. Maybe we'll just do a 10-minute video of me rolling and messing with dice. Who knows? Tell me in the comments what you think. Why don't we talk about video games for a little bit? Video games, I'm quite a fan of. I feel like it's been very obvious that I do. But for those of you who don't know, sorry, I looked to see if my door was open because I thought it was. It is not. I am a big fan of video games. I've been playing them since I was pretty much a baby, like age 2. And before that, apparently, a very easy way to get me to shut up as I was crying was to have my father play a video game. And I would get very happy, even though I'm a dumb little baby who doesn't know nothing. But apparently, that baby knew something and grew into me. And so I play a lot of video games. I'm a big fan of them. I like lots of different types. I play pretty much everything. I definitely play puzzle stuff the least, but I do still play puzzle stuff quite a lot. So I play lots of everything. I'm a big fan of strategy, though. I grew up playing StarCraft. For those of you who don't know what that is, StarCraft is what's considered a real-time strategy game where you make a little base and then you go and try and destroy the enemy's base. And I grew up playing that game, and it's definitely put a spin onto games I like to play because I like playing that genre quite a lot. So StarCraft 2, Age of Empires 1 through 3. I really liked 3. Most people like 2, whatever. And then doing things like Ancestors Legacy. I guess technically Kingdoms and Castles counts as one, but it's really more of a city builder. What's some other ones? Company of Heroes. Stuff like that. I'm a big fan of those. I'm a big fan of that. And so I really like playing those. But they don't come out all that often anymore, and especially not good ones. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a, not a dead genre. It's actually coming back. More games are actually coming out in the genre right now, which is super cool. But I end up finding myself playing either Grand Strategy, made by like Paradox, or Civilization is another example, or sorry, I popped my knuckle. Dominions 5 is a really good one. And I like playing first-person shooters. I play a decent amount of those. A good, unique first-person shooter or third-person shooter can really entice me. One that just came out recently that I've been playing way too much of is Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is really good. I mean, it's got some issues that I could complain about, and I have to friends. But really fun. It's hard to I can easily complain, but the gameplay is just so good that it doesn't make me not want to play the game. It has problems, and I just kind of accept that because the gameplay is just that goddamn good, and if you can play it with friends, it's even better. So definitely check out that game if you're looking for a new game to play with friends. It's very fun. Yeah, so I play a lot of video games, and I like doing them on stream or in videos. I just don't think I was very good at making videos of them or streaming, really, but people still show up, so I don't know what that says. Because I don't think I'm all that funny when I'm on camera. I feel like I am really, really, really funny as soon as the camera turns off. Unfortunately. But, you know, I try. I try and make my streams a little more interesting. Unfortunately, my streams a lot of the time have been at bad times, and I'm really tired because I was really busy that day. But I don't like missing stream days unless I absolutely have to. I will rather delay them and do them at just a couple hours later than not do it at all because I said I would do it. People expect me to be there. I'm goddamn gonna be there. So I kind of have that bit of a work ethic that if I can do it, I'm gonna do it. If I especially if I said I was gonna do it. So let's talk about YouTube videos and like the kind of YouTube videos I like. I like watching a lot of different types. I like watching the gaming videos. Ooh, shocker. I like watching gaming videos a lot. I find them very fun. Um, I like more fast-paced ones than long ones. Growing up, I grew up in the era when Let's Plays got really popular. They just exploded in popularity. And so obviously I grew up watching people like the Yogscast who did like big like Minecraft Let's Plays and random assorted videos. But then eventually I bumped into a YouTube channel called The Gaming Lemon, and his videos were quick and fast and high edited, and I kind of got really into that style for a long time and ended up watching lots and lots and lots and lots of him. And that style has actually gotten more common and more popular. I apologize if you heard me pop my toes. I am so sorry. And I really like that style of video. And so when I started doing videos for the second time when I was an adult or late teen, I can't remember specifically, I started doing quick edited videos where I didn't talk. I just had text and memes and the gameplay. And I think some of them were pretty good. I apologize if that S was really loud, but some of them were pretty alright. I had a Monster Hunter one that I think was really my best. It was a bit of my magnum opus, but and I had a Apex video and I had a Dead by Daylight video because I played lots of Dead by Daylight at the time because my girlfriend liked Dead by Daylight, and I had the game, so I played absolute fuck tons of that. Cannot stand that game anymore, but it is there. And I think they were okay. I think maybe had I kept really pounding those out, I think I could have got some good out of it. But just knowing what video to make was very difficult because you think, oh, you just play a game and then you make funny bits. But like, if the game isn't funny inherently, or you can't force it to be funny, it's not a very good video. And if I play some game from like 1999, that no one gave a fuck about that year, let alone in modern day, no one's gonna watch that video. So finding what game I want to make videos off of is kind of hard. Um, and so I didn't end up making a whole lot. I just kind of made a few, and people, especially my friends, they really liked them. But and a few people found them, and it was nice, and it was fun. I'd like to do it again with a Jingo gaming channel, because if some of my viewers jump to that channel and start expecting videos, well, it will kick in the, oh, I'm doing a job part of my brain, and I will make videos for it, because that's just how my brain works. Because if I'm doing stuff for myself, I'm not going to do it. If I'm doing something for someone who expects a video, suddenly I'm good at doing videos. So maybe that's one way. The streams are kind of a way to do that now, and also just a way to connect to my viewers. I like talking to you guys because you're all different, and seeing who gets like attracted to my videos and what they want out of future videos, I think is very, very important. And I hope to see more of you come to the streams, those of you who see this. Yeah, I also watch historical videos because I'm that guy. So whether that's weird history or long, like weird history would be like the Fat Electrician. He does videos on weird history, or more long form educational, like Armchair Historian, or maybe I watch something that's like about like a crime doc, JCS, or I think it's Jason Can't Swim is what the acronym stands for. They do true crime content. They stopped doing it, I believe, due to YouTube restrictions. I don't think they ever managed to get around that, and so they ended up stopping. But stuff along that line, I think another one is Explore With Us, is another channel that does stuff like that that I enjoy quite a lot. And so I end up watching kind of that kind of stuff. I have a large spread, like most things with me: music, video games, stuff I like to watch. I like a lot of everything. I'm just that kind of guy. I like a lot of stuff. So why only watch one thing when I can watch and enjoy everything? So that's kind of my wide spread of things I like to watch. Write down in the comments if you have a video idea you'd like me to do, whether that's typical ASMR or if it's an ASMR roleplay. Maybe you have a script. Do you want me to voice your script? Because I would be willing to read a custom script by someone or one of you. Or if you want a custom audio, email me and we'll talk about me making a custom audio, because I'm not above doing that. I will do a custom audio if you want me to, and you don't want it to be public, shoot an email. Assuming I'm reading my little timer right, I'm hitting about the 40-minute mark in raw recording, which is pretty goddamn long. So I'm going to call it here. I appreciate you all for listening, especially if you got this far, because this is a much longer audio than I usually do. So I hope you enjoy. Subscribe, like, become a member of the channel if you want to give me $5 a month for membership support, supporting me. The more money I get, the more I can put into this channel with like art and custom things like that. You know, if I get enough money, we can start doing animated stuff, like whether that's just animated art for the videos that just kind of loops. Maybe in the future we can do animated ASMR roleplay shorts, right? Where we get the full thing animated, maybe from like a first-person perspective or something. Or maybe you want to see better stream layouts, custom art, stuff like that. New emotes. The more members we get, the more emotes I can add. Currently, I think we're at 4 members? 3? I think it's 3. And so the more members we get, the more emotes we can have. And then if I get enough money, I can maybe get some custom Jingo emotes. And maybe animated backgrounds for members. If you want rewards such as like that, we got to get some. Once we get the dough, I will start doing stuff like that immediately. You have no idea. So, if a membership is right for you and in your budget, please don't subscribe if you don't have a budget. Please don't become a member if you don't have a good enough budget to fit me in. That is bad. Don't do that. So, don't become a channel member, though, if you don't have the budget for it. That is bad. Keep your money if you need it, because I don't need it. I can work with what I have. So, yeah. Thank each and every one of you for watching. I appreciate it. Seriously, I pay attention to the views and the comments and the likes and dislikes. Make your guys' opinions and voice heard in the comments section. I love reading comments. They are so fun for me. I don't understand why it shouldn't be this fun. I love reading comments. But yeah, feel free to comment and answer some of the questions I asked throughout this video. Maybe I asked a question that you have an answer to. And I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our members, Nessa Knox VA, Eggs, and Stella. I appreciate you all. You do a lot to make me continue recording and making new scripts and audios, and I appreciate you all voting on the polls so I know what to do next. Have a fun, safe rest of your evening, afternoon, night, or morning. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video or stream, goblins. Bye-bye.